what would you say your craziest photography or videography moment is? Like, if that one moment that, like, if you had to tell a story, like, oh, this is a good story.
Okay. So I was filming for someone's YouTube channel. We did this series, a couple videos a week. It was a full-time job, basically, while I still have my day job and I'm still
Okay.
trying to do YouTube. So this was like the third job on the list, but I was making a lot of money doing it. So it was fine. So a lot of the times I would have to work these terrible hours, getting there at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and then being there until 3, 4 in the morning or something. So another thing that I should say is these people were drug dealers. I didn't care. That wasn't part of the video, but it's an important piece of the story. So I'm at their house. We How it normally works is we have to go to a club or something. They wanted to show their extravagant life because they
Okay.
have a whole bunch of money. So normally I would go to their house and then we would distribute from there. Like they rent this big party bus every single night and everyone goes in it. They get a whole bunch of girls and we go to some club or something.
Okay.
So I was there waiting to film and they were doing some transactions. Um, so some people, like a large group of people, like one of his clients brought like 7 guys or something like that with him, which is not ordinary. But they were all waiting in their backyard. The house that I'm there for, those people, there's probably like 7 guys that live inside of that house. So there's just a lot of guys there. The neighbors, they don't like them. They were very suspicious that they were drug dealers the entire time. There's always a whole bunch of cars. They didn't like them. So what had happened is I'm just waiting in the backyard with some of the guys, and that's just what I'm doing. I'm waiting, and next thing you know, there's this helicopter that is
Oh my
shining a light
gosh.
everywhere. So I was like, wow, they're obviously looking for something. And everyone's like, oh, wow, that's weird. That's kind of cool. Maybe we should like step underneath the deck so they can't see us or something. And no one ever thought anything of it. So the helicopter is starting to get eerily close to this house and they're shining their light over here, over there. And they looked in the backyard and then they stopped and they kept going. So we're like, oh, yeah, maybe it's a false alarm, something. They're obviously looking for someone until the helicopter came back around and honed in on the backyard that I'm standing in. So now I'm surrounded by drug dealers in this backyard, and there's a police helicopter shining their light on me. So everybody distributes, they panic. All of the guys that were there to buy stuff, they left immediately. Um, and all of the guys that I'm working for, they are in full panic mode. They're trying to take all of their product and put it in some car so someone can drive it somewhere else. They're like getting rid of all of their money counting machines. They're
Oh my
in full
gosh.
panic mode. And they have every right to be because the group of guys that came there to buy something, they left. And as soon as they left, there was this cop car that chased after them. As soon as they left the gate, a cop car chased right behind them. So when one of our guys decided to leave with the car filled with everything inside of it, they didn't make it out of the gate.
Oh my
They
gosh.
tried to leave, and immediately they were stopped by about 4 or 5 cop cars, and all of the cops were there, guns drawn out, and they could not leave. So now everyone inside of this house also
Are you
cannot
getting
leave.
this whole thing all on video?
No, probably should have,
You
but
should have, man. That would have been the YouTube content, world star content.
yeah. So now I'm stuck inside of this house. I'm
A drug
affiliated
house.
with drug dealers and
Yeah,
everyone
seriously.
else inside of this house. I don't need to be there. I kind of have an interesting reason. Like, yeah, I have a camera. Maybe I could just say that I'm there to film a video because I am. I don't know what's going to happen. And nothing is going on. Everyone inside of the house, because 2 of the people out there, like the one in the car and then the owner, they're out there getting arrested. So all of us on the inside have no idea what's happening. So we're waiting there for an hour and a half to
Oh
two
my
hours
gosh.
before anything happens. And it's grueling because of the anticipation of the
Sure.
unknown. We just don't know what's happening. All I know is that there's there's a whole squad of cop cars outside and I don't need to be here. So eventually we learn that the neighbors had called and said that there was a dead body in the
Oh
backyard.
my
And
gosh.
that's what the cops were looking for. Because all of these guys were here, they said that they heard a gunshot and that there was a dead body in the backyard. So eventually the cops just came and they looked around the backyard to see if there was any blood, if there was anything suspicious, if there was actually a dead body there. And then they left. And that was it.
Wow, the anticipation all for that. That's crazy. Man, that would have been a Netflix series right there. You could have sold that to HBO. No,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
probably that was definitely like the craziest story that has happened.
That's funny. No, a comment we have from one of the subscribers here says like, "Man, this guy has Netflix level stories inside of him." You also story tell, like I said about your TikToks, you story tell very well. So it's good. You keep it doesn't drag on. You keep the listener engaged.